Hi guys, I called this guy before old on his live stream, like I told him that he looks older than his age, and he told me his age and I just couldn't tell exactly why, cause he was kept asking me why I think that he's old, but I actually have the answer right now. Yeah, let's just watch a little bit of this video. He made a video on Paul Saladino, carnivore MD, no longer carnivore. Well, this is old news, but yeah, he just made a video. So yeah, let's just get into it.
Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan, and I have quite a different sort of video to respond to here. Often you guys see me responding to people making why I'm no longer vegan videos. Well, this time it's a why I'm no longer carnivore video, and I'm sure people quit being carnivore all the time, and I really don't care. I don't follow carnivore influencers or whatever. But this is someone I've talked about many times on the channel. Carnivore MD is or was his name, Paul Saladino. But before we get into why Paul is no longer carnivore, let's take a trip back in memory lane to the year 2020 when he went on the Doctor's TV show to tell the whole world how it's so awesome to eat nothing but meat, it's all you need, plants are trying to kill you and all that stuff, and we can see if he's still saying the same thing or not.
I am bringing attention to the notion that fruits and vegetables contain things that can be harmful to humans. There are toxins in plants, that we do not need things in plants, and that there are no studies showing that meat is damaging for humans.
However tempting it might be to respond to and debunk all his points here,
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why I think that he's old. He's basically a musician, and he looks like a musician who ate meat, but on top of eating meat, he also smoked a lot of cigarettes, did a lot of drugs, drank a lot of alcohol. Yeah, that's what he looks like. He looks like a meat eater who ate like junk food or whatever, but also did like hard drugs, okay? And had like a rock and roll life or whatever. Like that's what he looks like, alright?
He did that back in 2020, so I'll put a link to the video up there for you guys to watch that. But I might jump in from time to time.
If he just ate meat and yeah, skipped the drugs, then he would look like younger, okay? So I guess he's comparing himself to those type of people who eat junk food, smoke cigarettes, drink a lot of booze or whatever, and yeah, that's what he is comparing it to. But if he would have ate the diet that at least Paul Saladino eats, he would look still a lot more younger.
Time to just make a quick comment, like here,
He has the T-shirt. Doesn't suck being vegan. Yeah, it does.
See, the doctors aren't having any of his BS.
When you're recommending this diet, what risks do you discuss with your patients?
I don't think there are any risks to eating animal foods exclusively.
Wow, the grift and conceit are so strong with this guy. Like, really, there's absolutely zero risk to any person who eats only meat for the rest
Yes, there's zero risk. There's nothing else to eat, man.
of their life. And
If you consider eating a bag of orange, eating that, yeah, I know what to tell you, man. Or tofu, give me a break. Yeah, don't even tell me about tofu, man. I don't know. You vegans can't even recommend any food, okay? Meat is all the food that we humans can eat.
how do you know this exactly, Paul?
I'm a board certified physician nutrition specialist.
Right.
I have been practicing nutrition exclusively. I'm trained as an internist. I was originally board certified in internal medicine. I have spent
Okay, Kara, nobody cares.
20 years. You've been dallying in this for a few years, reading articles. I've been doing it. Show me the
Paul Saladino is laughing in her face, man.
study that broccoli is dangerous to lupus.
Okay, wait. I will show you the study.
Yes, Paul, I'd love to see the study that shows broccoli is dangerous.
Can you please just provide the name of one reputable medical journal that supports the meat diet? That's what they are asking.
So in 1930, there
Wait, 1930? Like 95 years ago? That's the best you got.
Yeah, what did it change since then? Nothing, man. Give me a break, man. Like the technology has evolved and we need like different diets, or what are you talking about?
Bro?
in 1930 there was a study published in the British Medical Journal of a year-long investigation.
I'm gonna put money on this that Paul Saladino, when he gets to the age of this guy, happy healthy vegan, he's going to look a lot more younger.
Of 2 people.
100 years ago, and a study done on 2 people, and that's all the evidence you need to go on TV.
Yeah, this is what is annoying about this guy, man. He just makes fun of everybody, okay? Like this is why I got angry, and this is why I made so many shorts about him, to mock him, cause yeah, I wanted to take revenge on him for mocking me.
TV and tell the world that there's zero risk to eating just meat for the rest of your life.
Has there been anything since 1930 with more than 2 people?
There was a study at Harvard done looking at the carnivore diet with regard to gut flora. And so they put people on a carnivore diet for 1 week, and they looked at changes in gut flora, and they didn't see any change in the microbiome in terms of alpha diversity. There was
1 week. Again, not the greatest evidence, Paul. All the study shows, at best, is if you eat a carnivore diet for 1 week, that's not enough time to
We have the evidence right in front of us, guys.
Up your gut flora. By far, my favorite part of this episode is when Dr. Stork, our buddy, goes ballistic on Carnivore MD for just conveniently ignoring all the science that's showing that plants are good for us.
Literally, there are thousands and thousands of studies that show the benefits of fruits.
Yeah, hold your head, man. Like, why are you losing your mind so much?
Vegetables, nuts, and we're not saying meat's bad for you. I ate meat last night. What we were saying is, if all you eat for your whole life, ever, is just meat, that's not good. I don't have to be a doctor. I'm just like, I'm blown away right now.
So let's fast forward to the present.
Well, if you take away from me fruit, then yeah, that's all I would eat. It would be just meat, okay?
Times and see what Saladino has to say now about why he's no longer.
I'm basically almost on ketogenic diet, but I do consume fruit juice. So that's the only reason that stops me from being like an 100% on animal foods.
Carnivore, and let's see if he's still consistent, saying that same thing he was saying back in 2020, how there's absolutely.
So what if he changes his mind? We are humans and we are allowed. If I want to eat a chocolate tomorrow, it's very unlikely that I'm going to eat chocolate, since I have raw liver in my freezer, and I can just have that, and it tastes better than chocolate.
No.
But if I would crave a chocolate, then I would have a chocolate, and there's nothing else. There's nothing for you to say about or whatever.
Risks or concerns about an all-meat diet.
For me, it was a pretty interesting and eye-opening experience to have
It's okay to admit that you were wrong, okay?
issues on a carnivore diet myself that were related to long-term ketosis and electrolyte issues.
Oh wait, so 5 years later, now you're saying there are issues if you're on a carnivore diet? I remember you said something else back in 2020.
I don't think
Oh my god, man.
there are any risks to eating animal foods exclusively.
Well, that sure turned out to not
This is 90, okay? This is what you should look like at 90, maybe.
be true. So why did you state it back in 2020 like you knew this with absolute certainty? Oh yeah, I forgot about that study from 19...
You can still look healthier than this guy, just on carnivore diet. I'm about to say it. Even if it would be hard and difficult, but the thing is, on a carnivore diet, that yeah, mostly they eat just muscle meat, and yeah, whatever, and they just cooking it, and they put salt and pepper or whatever. But yeah, there's also so much confusion in my comment section. People just keep saying things like, oh, we don't eat what we say and whatever. Man, yesterday I had raw minced meat, I had some raw liver and raw heart. And there's not one... okay, and for hydration I drank fruit juice, okay? It was orange juice, and I also drink a little bit of coconut water. And there is no one food that you can show me that I would crave, okay? Like, there's nothing else. There's nothing else in life that you could show me. Okay, I out of curiosity, like I said, I would have some oysters if you would give me, but there's nothing else, man. Okay, maybe some type of exotic fruit that I did not have, or I don't have access to, I would still have it, but there's nothing else, okay?
30 done on 2 people. Yeah, that turned out to be
some nice wild meat that I did not have. I would maybe take a bite because I was full anyway. But yeah, there's nothing else.
a real good basis to like make your whole philosophy.
So the most of my nutrition comes from meat, and meat is the only human food. For hydration and for carbs, and yeah, it can still contain some fruit. Let's say it has a little bit more minerals or whatever than muscle meat. Then yeah, it's fine to have it, but it's still, man, meat is superior, and by far superior. You can look perfectly healthy and there's nothing is going to happen to you. Of course, you're going to struggle, but these carnivores struggle because they eat the meat cooked, and sometimes they eat like things like bacon and processed bacon and whatever, and I don't agree with that. And they consume salt, and yeah, that can cause electrolyte imbalances. And what else? Yeah, they don't do the raw primal thing, okay?
On, right?
And then add sugar containing foods into my diet, fruit and honey, which I would call whole food sources of sugar. And
I love honey, yeah. I rarely have it, but when I have it, just 1 tablespoon, it's enough. But it just tastes so nice, man. It feels nice, okay?
And to see my labs improve in many ways.
So did you hear that, folks? After he started adding fruit back into his diet, his blood labs improved.
My fasting insulin stayed low.
Probably because he was consuming how to say, he was consuming the meat cooked, and because of the salt and pepper, that's what caused the electrolyte imbalances. And maybe he had some, I don't know, banana or whatever, and you know, bananas have potassium, and that is I don't know how to put it, like it's the opposite of this what salt has. It's opposite to sodium, and yeah, that kind of helps the balancing of your electrolytes.
Fasting blood sugar went down, my A1C went down, my muscle cramps went away, my testosterone went up, my sleep got better.
Well, that's a lot of stuff, and I'm not too surprised because eating plants isn't this horrible.
No, don't put all plants in the category of fruit. Fruit is something totally different than plants, okay? It's the best thing that plants can offer, okay? But not all fruit. There are some very toxic fruits, but yeah.
Horrible thing that they made it out to be back when he was on the doctors in 2020. Plants aren't trying to kill us, but we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, speaking of testosterone, yeah, I've been vegan for 14 years, and I'm way older than this guy too. I'm 57 and a half years old.
57, but you look 90.
And I have super high testosterone for a dude my age, or even a dude that's like half my age. I'll link to all my blood labs and my testosterone videos up there for you.
When I look at the research on fruit, and there's an interesting amount of research on fruit and even fruit juice in humans, they appear to be unequivally beneficial.
He makes it sound like this a new discovery that fruits.
You just make fun of everybody, man. He speaks seriously. He changed his mind on something. You also change your mind on things, okay?
And plants are beneficial to human health. Like, was he just looking at studies from 100 years ago? I mean, does it?
Oh, all carnivores must eat fruit, and you're not allowed to have any vegan food or whatever. Dude, nobody is going to come and try vegan cheese and be like, oh, super fascinated by it. Maybe someone who's like lactose intolerant and wants to have cheese no matter what, and has some vegan cheese, but even that is kind of stupid because it just has seed oils.
Does he not remember what Dr. Stark told him?
Literally, there are thousands and thousands of studies that show the benefits of fruits, vegetables.
So I think I get it. You conveniently ignore all the studies about the healthful benefits of eating fruits when you're grifting a meat-only diet, and now you embrace the studies, which have always been there.
Listen, guys, this guy has good genetics, okay? Someone who eats vegetables and all of that, This guy doesn't has good genetics because of the vegetables, okay? And it is because of meat.
Of fruits, vegetables.
So I think I get it. You conveniently ignore all the studies about the healthful benefits of eating fruits when you're grifting a meat-only diet, and now you embrace the studies, which have always been there about fruits, now that you're promoting that it's cool to eat fruit.
Plants do not want to be eaten except their fruit. Looking at this banana tree.
Not even their fruit wants to be eaten, but most of the times the fruit has sweetness and all of that. It's basically nutrients for the seed, okay? It's for the seed to stay alive. And this is how I would put it.
Behind me, you can clearly see that the only part that it wants you to eat are those bananas.
Not sure if he's speaking metaphorically, but plants and banana trees don't want anything. They have no intentionality. They are not sentient.
Once they become yellow and sweet and ripe and palatable, this plant doesn't want you to eat the leaves and stem and roots of the plant.
Again, the plant is not sentient. It doesn't want anything. But I agree, yeah, don't eat banana stems or roots or leaves or anything.
Yeah, finally we agree on something.
Just eat the bananas, the fruit.
If you eat the leaves, the stems, or the roots of a plant, you're making it harder for that plant to live. Plants don't like this. So they have evolved defense chemicals, which they have put into the leaves and stems and roots to dissuade you from consuming those parts of the plant. The defense chemicals might not kill you, but they can do a lot of things that make you suffer.
So do tell us, Paul, what horrible health outcomes will people like me experience when we eat like a carrot or some root from a plant?
They can cause leaky gut. They can damage your gut, causing inflammation, autoimmunity. They can impair your digestion or inhibit the formation of proper hormones like thyroid or sex hormone.
All that from eating a carrot or other root vegetables? I'm not a nutrition expert.
Not just one. When you're a vegan, you don't just eat one once a year. You eat it every day almost.
I'm not a biochemist. I'm not a dietitian. But
actually, you do eat it every day. You do eat every day leaves and roots and all of that when you're a vegan.
I smell and call bullshit here. Let's just see what the general scientific consensus is about the healthfulness of eating carrots. And for that, often look at a boring website like WebMD. Boring in the sense it doesn't spout.
I don't care. Carrots are horrible, man. I mean, you can kind of make a nice carrot juice if you like combine it with fruit juice and you add some sugar and all of that. I agree with that. But other than that, there are some nice tasting carrots, but what I noticed is just in the beginning it's like sweet, and in the end it just gets like bitter and bitter.
Conspiracy theories, it just states what the general knowledge is. And they state there's a...
And even those type of carrots is kind of rare. Usually it's just tasteless, and yeah, it's like nothing. I don't know why would people consume it.
Plethora of benefits from eating carrots. So are there any risks like what Paul's saying, like you'll lose your sex hormones, leaky gut? No, they just say basically
and it also colors your skin if you have a lot.
In extreme cases, there can be some risk if you over-consume carrot.
Well, if you over-consume meat, there's nothing is going to happen. I just ate minced meat as much as I wanted, and there's no overconsumption. It's impossible, man. You can have a full belly of minced meat from a healthy animal and you just don't feel anything. You just feel full, and yeah, your body recognizes it as food. You can't have a full tummy of carrots.
But nothing about just general consumption like what Paul is saying.
Fruit is the part that it wants you to eat, in contrast to the leaves, stems, and roots of plants. If you truly want to thrive, limit those parts and focus on the sweet, colorful, and palatable fruit instead. Plants do not want to be eaten except their fruit.
Yes, I agree. Consume fruit, it's good for you. But as far as consuming other parts of plants when it's appropriate, in this case of like say carrots, I'm going to wait until I see some stronger evidence than what you presented here, Paul.
Yeah, keep waiting. Keep waiting for that evidence. Because, yeah, you're not open to eating meat anyway.
I'd rather see like a health organization come out and say, don't consume carrots, you're going to get leaky gut. I'd rather trust...
Yeah, they are going to say that and destroy the carrot industry. Yeah, sure. They're going to do that. Keep waiting, man. And until then, keep buying carrots.
them rather than some guy standing out in his shorts in the jungle. But still, Paul hasn't given up his whole thing about eating a bunch of meat and animal products. I think he calls it animal-based, and here he is going shopping with a friend that looks strangely like him. They look really cute, all matchy-matchy in their matching outfits here, and let's watch him normalize buying fruit now.
So let's look for some fruit.
Okay.
I like fruit for carbohydrates on an animal-based diet. I think some people do okay with like sweet potatoes.
Just to point it out to anybody who doesn't understand, he calls it animal-based because most of his calories come from animal foods.
And other stuff.
Wait, so sweet potatoes are okay now? Well,
Yeah, sweet potato, man. Just place some butter on top. I don't really recommend sweet potatoes because it has more oxalates than white potatoes, and I even avoid white potatoes nowadays. I had it like 2-3 times this year, but yeah, I try to avoid it because it's basically just basically a food for the peasants, okay? Like you would put butter on top or whatever. Yeah, it tastes nice, but yeah, you can't really compare it to steak, okay? To a nice, vibrant red steak, it doesn't compare.
Well, I thought potatoes were a root vegetable. I've grown them a few times before, and when the plant's dead,
White potato is the best type of potato and best type of seed that you can eat. And yeah, sweet potatoes, I agree that they taste nice, okay? You can make some nice fries out of sweet potatoes that are really delicious. I'm not gonna lie about that. Especially if it was made in how to say, in animal fat. But even in seed oils, okay, if I would need to have a cheat meal right now and seed oils were not an issue, I don't want to consume seed oils. I would go for some sweet potato French fries right now because it's delicious, okay? I'm not gonna lie, and that is because it's sweet and it has like a nice taste. It kind of tastes like what's the name? Not zucchini, the other thing. It doesn't come to my mind right now.
all the leaves up top, you pull it out, and down the root, there's the potato to eat. So I thought roots were off limits, right? Because they cause leaky gut and bad sex hormones and all these other things. What's up, man?
So we're rolling through here. I don't know if you guys know this, but pickles are animal-based. They're a fruit. It's a cucumber.
Pickles are animal-based. I've heard everything now. I mean, no, they're a plant. I guess he's trying to say they're part of his animal-based diet. Is that what he calls or promotes his new thing? But it's a really weird way to put it. Pickles are plants. They should never be referred to as animal-based. So here's what I'd like to know from some of you guys who watch Saladino's content. I don't waste any of my time watching anti-vegans. I don't give them the time of day unless I'm making a response video. Like, you guys let me know there's something that needs to be looked into. But my question is this. It's obvious he's changed his opinion quite a lot since...
That's not a lot, man. He just added fruit. Is that a lot? To just add fruit? No, that's not a lot. A lot would have been if he would have went vegan, okay? Yeah, that would be been extreme.
2020, how all planets are trying to kill us and there's zero...
Actually, if he would have went vegan, then you would just applaud him and congratulate him, because that's how brainwashed you are.
Zero risks of eating an all-meat diet. And obviously, that's wrong because he had his own health issues on an all-meat diet. So what I want to know is this: has he ever come out?
I already pointed out why he had health issues. It was because of salt. It was because of cooked meat. It was because of black pepper. What else? Maybe not consuming enough organs and just overcooking it or whatever. And yeah, maybe because of just drinking water. Yeah, that could have caused it.
And said, you know, guys, I was...
And on top of this, having some coconut water, having some watery fruits, and all of that, it can help with balancing out the minerals and all of that. Even if you are eating cooked, yeah, it still has a good effect on you.
Was wrong. You know, I was conceited back then. I should have done more research. I should have spent more time with it before coming out and telling the whole world on national TV even that all plants are trying to kill you and it's completely safe. It's zero risk to eat an all-meat diet. Because if he hasn't made such an admission
But there are clearly a lot of risks of eating a vegan diet.
of being wrong, his current followers shouldn't believe anything he says whatsoever, because he could just end up lying to you again and
Oh my days, man. This is some type of manipulative tactic, okay? You vegans think that all plants are yours and carnivores are not allowed to touch it. And you get like sensitive when we want to eat something that is yours. But yeah, it's not yours.
pretend he never said it later on. Anyway, Saladino, my challenge to you to play a game of one-on-one basketball is still on. I'm not doing this to be a dick. I'm just showing you what it's like because you've made a
So he picks a sport that he practiced all his life. Like all his life. I don't know for how long. He keeps talking about basketball and now he wants to challenge him on some ball game. Ball games are basically the most boring games ever, man. Like what? I don't know. I was always more I would rather watch someone ride a skateboard and do like a backflip or whatever, or triple kick flips. Yeah, that's more amazing, but yeah.
challenge to a then like 75-year-old Dr. McDougal to some kind of Spartan racer challenge. I mean, that's totally unfair, but again, my challenge is still out there for you. I'm like way older than you. I'm vegan. I should be totally weak and feeble and stuff like that. Come out here, California, one-on-one anytime. Love to play. Anyway, guys, leave your questions and comments down below. Let me know what you thought about this huge 180-degree shift in opinion about.
That's not 180 degrees shift, man. That's like a 20 degrees shift. It's like you're in one direction just meat, and you just derail a little bit and you introduce a little bit of carbs, okay? It's not like he went fruitarian, because that would have been 180 degrees if he would have went fruitarian and maybe just consume a little meat. But no, that's not the case, man. Or even if he would have went like vegan, but still consume, I don't know. If it would have come out and just say tofu is good or whatever, yeah, that would have been bad.
Plants being bad, plants are good.
And to be clear, I never listened to any carnivore, and I have never been in ketosis. And yeah, I always consumed some form of carbs next to the meat.
Carnivore diet, zero risk. Carnivore diet has risks, and pickles
So right now, I wasn't agreeing from the beginning with Paul Saladino, and now I'm agreeing with him on this part. I don't agree too much on cooking the meat, because sometimes he gets like really, really good sourced meat. Like Paul Saladino really has money, okay? And still he cooks it, okay? Okay, but he cooks it rare, at least, or not like fully cooked. I guess that's the video, because yeah, he's not gonna say anything else interesting from here. Thanks for watching.